Okay, so welcome back, everyone. A couple of issues with going live this evening. Of course, we're always battling with tech, or at least I am, in some form or another. So we are back. We'll record this video and upload it to the ReThrive community after we record our Zoom. Since Friday evening, we'll do a 30-minute gentle practice to release your week, whether that's your work week or a week doing just life stuff. We'll come together here in the breath, in the body, in the mind, to start settling in so that we can really begin our weekend feeling more at ease, more balanced. So for today's class, you should be all right for no props, but if you'd like a blanket and a cushion to support your comfort as you're in seated postures, for when you're laying down in Shavasana, go ahead and grab those things, gather them all around you, and take a few moments to just settle into your space, coming into a comfortable seat. With the eyes closed, or the gaze just soften, becoming nice and neutral, letting the eyelids get heavy. Breathe right here. And here, find the rhythm of your natural breath. Maybe taking the next moment or two to inhale, raising the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale, settling them back and down. And one more time, inhaling, shoulders come all the way up to the ears, squeeze here, big exhale, maybe through an open mouth, as the shoulders settle back and down. Letting the hands come to rest in the lap or alongside you. Start to relax the body, feeling the jaw soften. And continuing to find and follow the natural rhythm of your breath. Start to find ease through the chest. Letting the belly release a little bit, becoming nice and soft. And working your way down through the legs, softening the legs. Just noticing the calves, the ankles, the feet, maybe wiggling the toes a little bit, and then letting them come into stillness. With each breath, starting to settle into your space a bit more. Start to bring your attention to any areas of tension in the body. Just notice areas of tension. And now you let your awareness drift to areas of ease in the body where you feel relaxed and comfortable. And when you focus on that feeling of relaxed and comfortable, let that spread through to the areas where you feel tension. Allowing that feeling of relaxed and comfortable to flow into areas of tension. Allow yourself to deepen the breath, breathing in from the belly. We'll come into our Dirga Pranayama. So this is a 3-part breath. So breathing in through the belly, feeling it inflate like a balloon. Moving that breath up into the ribs. Feel the ribs flare wide on the inhale. And for now, we'll just exhale from the ribs all the way down through the belly. Feel the belly deflate like a balloon. And as you draw your next big inhale, filling the belly first, moving the breath up into the ribs, allow that breath to expand up into the chest, getting so full with breath that you feel the shoulder blades start to expand across the back. Exhaling all the way from the top down, chest, ribs, belly. Beginning again at your own pace. Complete 2 more rounds of this Dirga Pranayama. And when you've reached the bottom of your last exhale, release everything. Start to roll over onto the knees. So we're going to come into a tabletop position together. Hands stack right underneath the shoulders. Knees go right under the hips. Let's bring the big toes together. Knees spread wide. Exhale, press the hips all the way back to the heels. Come down into a child's pose. Forehead touches the earth. Use a support of a block or a cushion here to let the head touch something if it's not going to reach the floor. Stretch the arms here right at center. And with your next exhale, walk the hands over to the left. For a couple breaths, we'll hang right here as we stretch the right side of the body, sitting the right sits bone toward the right heel. Inhale, hands walk all the way back to center, shoulder width apart. Stretch here, just for a breath. And exhale, walking the hands over to the right. You may feel this stretch in the left side body from hip to armpit, sitting the left sits bone all the way toward the left heel. Breathe right here. Inhale, walking the hands back to center, stretching at center one more time. And with your next inhale, slowly walk the hands all the way back up into a tabletop position. Press right up here, meeting in tabletop. Swing the feet to one side. Sit the hips all the way back. And let the legs come right out in front of you. Bringing the soles of the feet together. And for here, you can have the soles close to the pelvis, or you can move them further away, creating a larger diamond shape. I'm going to offer moving the legs further away for a more relaxed position for the hips. You can let the knees hang right here, or if it feels better to have a block underneath each knee, go ahead and do that. Bring the hands right to the ankles, the shins, the toes. Take a big breath in, pull the chest forward, lengthening the sky, reaching the crown of the head upward. Hang here for a moment. Just feeling that length all the way from the root of the sits bones through the crown of the head. And with your next exhale, start to hinge forward, keeping that long spine. And hinge forward to the point where if you started to round, you want to stop right before the back wants to start to round over. So that may only be a little bit, depending on your hip flexibility, that may be more. But feel how it feels to hinge forward with a long spine. Breathing right here. And then release that on an exhale. Start to bow forward, hang the head, let the spine go ahead and bow. And as in many of my classes, if you feel the urge to do any organic movement and listening to your body, maybe in this position that means just rocking gently from side to side as the head hangs. This is a great way to release back tension, neck tension. If you're a person that sits all day at a desk or is driving in your car for most of the day, this is a wonderful releasing posture. Inhale, allow the hands to drift up, slowly bringing the spine back to straight, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other until the head comes up last. Take a big inhale in here, arms coming up overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Maybe a sound or a sigh through an open mouth. Let's take this back into table. So swing the legs to one side, roll up over the knees. And back in your tabletop position, we'll go in for some cat-cows. So with the knees still under the hips, the hands still under the shoulders, strong arms here. As you inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly. The gaze starts to come forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, let the upper back reach for the sky as the chin drops toward the chest. And I'll turn sideways so you can see this from another angle. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone, letting the belly start to drop. Gaze is forward. Exhale, tucking the tailbone. Tucking the chin. One more at your own pace. And then let your next inhale bring your spine back to a neutral table position. Take the left leg all the way out to the side, straightening that leg. And you can be rotated on the inside edge of the left foot, or you can bring the foot flat on the earth, whatever feels good for you. And here we're just going to walk the hands forward, keeping the hips high. This is a variation of both gate and downward dog, letting the head dip between the biceps, breathing right here. And again, inviting any organic movement into this. So if it feels good to move the hips from side to side, you can allow that to happen. Just listen to your body, listen to what feels right. And as we're in this release your week theme, this is the time to say yes to what feels good. Inhale, start to walk the hands back toward the knee. We're going to come all the way up. As you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, let the left hand slide down that elongated leg as the right hand sweeps up and overhead, off to the left. You'll feel a stretch in the right side body. And again, I'll turn so you can see this from a different angle. Inhale, hands come all the way back to center. Exhale, right hand comes to rest on the floor or on a block if that feels better. Left hand sweeps up and overhead off to the right, creating that nice long angle. Exhale, walk the hands back underneath to center, back underneath the shoulders. Pull that left leg back in, tabletop. And here start to wag the hips back and forth. Bring the shoulders into the movement, sweeping from side to side. And then let that movement come to rest back in a neutral tabletop position. Extend the right leg out in front or out to the side. And again, coming into the inside edge of that right foot or laying the right foot flat on the earth. Walk the hands out in front of you on an exhale. Press through the palm, keeping the hips high. Dip the head between the biceps. Invite any movement here that feels good. So maybe that's wagging the hips back and forth. Maybe you invite the ribs into that movement, letting the ribs twist from side to side a little bit. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, walk the hands back up toward the center of your body. Inhaling, continuing with the arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand slides down the right leg, left arm sweeps up and over to the right. Breath here. And inhale back to center. Exhale, left arm plants on the floor or a block. Right arm up and overhead, sending that right arm off to the right. Or off to the left, excuse me. And now let that right arm sweep forward. We're going to come back to a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, pull that right leg back in. And from here, come to sit on your heels briefly as we're going to transition back into a seated position. Our legs doing that thing again where they're swinging right out in front. Feet are hip width apart. Arms come to rest behind you. You can tent the fingertips or make little fists on the ground for support. Take a breath in right here at center. On your exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhale to center. Drop the knees to the left. And continue here in these windshield wipers, just moving from side to side gently with the rhythm of your natural breath. And the next time the knees are over to the right, keep them there. We're going to let the left arm sweep up, continuing to bring that left arm around, letting it rest down behind you, right next to where the right hand is planted. Feel free to stay right here in an upright position, or if it feels better, lower down to the forearms. Two breaths right here. You can let the head hang. On your next inhale, pressing up through the hands. And then exhale, bring that hand back around to center. Inhale, let the knees come up. Exhale, drop the knees to the left side. We're going to do that on the other side. So let's take that right arm, sweeping it up and around, letting the right hand settle next to the left behind you. And staying upright right here, letting the back and the ribs come into a twist, or if it feels better, starting to lower down onto the forearms. Hanging out here for just another breath. Inhale, pressing up, moving ourselves all the way back to center. And once again, returning to that tabletop position. However you get there is fine. I'll offer sweeping the legs to the side and rolling up over the knees. And I'll just scooch back here so you can see me. So from your tabletop position, curl the toes under. Let the hands be nice and firm underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread wide here. Rotate the elbows so that they're starting to point back toward the thighs. Inhale here, lift the knees. And then exhale, with bent knees, press the hips back toward the sky. Adjust your hands forward as you need to. Stay here in bent knees if that helps keep the spine nice and long. You can start to pedal the feet. And here, letting the day drain. So downward facing dog is an inversion posture. This can be a very engaging posture, but where can you soften? Where can you relax? Unclenching the jaw. Maybe letting the eyes close here. Letting your day drain away. One more breath. And walking the feet to the hands. Keep the knees deeply bent here. And hang, bent knee, ragdoll. Hips nice and high. Just like in down dog, keeping the knees bent if that feels better for the back. Letting hands come to opposite elbows, head hangs. And here you can sway the hips back and forth. Maybe feeling a gentle stretch in the hamstrings as you do. Shake the head yes. Saying yes to the things that feel good for you right now. And shaking the head no. Saying no to the things that you do not need as you walk into your weekend. And from here, letting the arms release, bending the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up, out to the sides as you straighten up. Arms float right up overhead. Let the palms come together to touch. Exhale, palms together in Anjali Mudra. Let them come down the midline of the body, resting here at heart center, or turn so you can see me. Close the eyes. Find your breath. Settle into what it feels like to have worked from the ground all the way to standing. Notice again, where does tension live in the body? Where does ease and relaxation live in the body right here, right now? Find those places of ease and relaxation and allow them to spread to the areas where you feel stiffness, where you feel tension, where you feel anxiety or anger. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, allow the eyes to flutter back open. Release the hands to the sides. We're going to come into a mountain pose here before transitioning back into a floor position where you can then begin your relaxation. So mountain pose, stacking the feet, stacking the ankles, the knees, the hips, all in one long line. Checking in with the pelvis, maybe tucking the tailbone, pressing the pelvis forward so you feel yourself really starting to align nice and long. Shoulders relax down and back away from the ears. Palms come out to face the front of you, hands down at the sides. Feel this right here, this stretch from the soles of your feet all the way through the crown of your head. The whole body is engaged. Imagining maybe that you have a block or a cushion hugged between the thighs. Letting the fingertips root down toward the earth, the crown of the head reaching toward the sky. A strong pose as you get ready to end your week and start the weekend. And if you'd like to take that a little bit more energetically, take it a little bit higher, go ahead and inhale, start to raise onto the tips of the toes as the arms come up overhead, fingertips spread wide into a big V. Breathing right here. Feel the energy, the prana building in this posture as you reach upwards and expand. One more deep breath in. And exhale through an open mouth. Let everything come down. Bend the knees slightly. Let's hinge forward at the hips. Long spine. Let everything melt into a forward fold. Fingertips touch the earth or the ankles, the shins. You can wrap the arms around the back of the calves as the head bows in downward. And again, moving the hips here back and forth if that's feeling good. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, hands come to touch the earth, find stability. Let one foot come back, then the other. So high plank position for just a breath. Exhale, drop the knees, lower all the way onto the belly. And extend the arms out in front of you. I'll turn here so you can see me a little bit better. Extend the arms out in front of you, palms face up. Let the head come to the earth. Maybe forehead pressing right into your mat. Release. Here you breathe and release your week. releasing tension, releasing emotions, releasing thoughts that no longer are needed. Just giving that away to the earth, to the grounding energy of the earth. The earth knows exactly what to do to neutralize any negativity, and using it to regenerate. Inhale, let the hands come back underneath the shoulders. Take a moment, as many moments as you need, to roll comfortably over onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. And maybe take that rocking, if there's any little extra movements you'd like happy baby, taking the peace fingers and grabbing the big toes of each foot, letting the knees pull in toward the armpits. Or maybe bridge pose is a great pose for you to end with, letting the feet come to the sits bones. This is yogi's choice. You do whatever movement feels best for you right now. And take these next few breaths to find that great movement that feels like it's gathering you to the end of your movement as you settle into relaxation. And once you get there, gather all the props that you need to support your comfort as we come into Shavasana for a couple minutes. Find yourself a comfortable position to sit or lay down. Let the eyes close, scanning the body from the crown of the head all the way to the toes of the feet, relaxing, feeling yourself sinking with each breath, as if you're melting into the ground. And let the mind focus on the breath. And as you notice the natural breath, the journey of the breath, feeling it flow in and out, find yourself calming, easing. And then slowly let the mind start to become soft, just as you've relaxed your body. Start to relax your mind, letting it drift. Thinking about nothing in particular. Letting thoughts, feelings pass through the awareness of clouds drifting in the sky. feeling peace, and allowing yourself to release. Allowing yourself to release. If you're watching this as a video playback, as a recording, allow yourself to stay here, pause the video for as long as you need to extend your Shavasana. Otherwise, start to deepen the breath, beginning to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take the head, rock it from side to side. Breathing, feeling yourself come back to the room, back to your body, and back to the breath this moment right here, right now. Gently rolling over to one side and slowly pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat as you feel ready. Invite the eyes to stay closed or the gaze to continue to be soft and neutral. And let the hands come to heart center. Taking a breath in, we'll end this practice with the sound of Om. You can bow to yourself, thanking the body for showing up, the mind for being present, and the heart for being open. Thank you for joining me for Release Your Week Gentle Yoga. I hope you jump into your weekend and have a wonderful, wonderful time in whatever you do. Thank you for joining me.